Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about a couple books that I read and I didn't exactly fall in love with. I'm going to rate them on a scale and just give a little bit of information about them and why I didn't love them. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. So today I'm going to start with the book Dark Heroine by Abigail Gibbs. It's not that I had just like a really strong I hate it reaction to this book. It's more like I read it and I just felt really bored, especially for the fact that on the little sticker, see what it reads there? No, it is not the sexiest romance you'll ever read. It is not. It is so boring. I don't understand why I was so bored with this, but I really was. So basically we follow the protagonist, Violet Lee, as she is going out one night with her friends and she gets in the middle of this all-out vampire war in the middle of the square, kind of like West Side Story style, and obviously the vampire has to take her and lock her up into his castle because he's a vampire prince and she's now witnessed this, so she can't stay where she lives. So he takes her to his castle and he's got all these random friends that didn't care about, didn't ask for their story, didn't get an emotional attachment to, and she is treated very well for a hostage, as normally they are in these books. And she has a deep connection with Caspar Varn, the vampire prince. Don't even get me started on his name. His name is so dumb. And she gets in the middle of a lot of things. A lot of the guys find her irresistible because who else are they going to find irresistible but the one human being held hostage? And yeah, a whole lot of nothing happens. I finished the book. Sorry if the angle's a little weird. My cats decided to play like Tarzan on the chair, so that's great. So I got through till about here-ish, and then I started skimming, and then it was over, and then I was happy. So that is The Dark Heroine by Abby. So the second book I want to talk about, and I'm sorry for the cover, I got it from Half Price Books, is Kill the Queen by Jennifer Estep. And I finished this book. I didn't skim any of it. I read it through and through. It's the first in a trilogy or a series. I think it's the Crown of Shards series. So we'll see what else it has. It's an urban fantasy. Kill the Queen. Main protagonist is Everly Blair, and she is a part of the Winter royal family. And in the royal family, there's two different types. So you have Summer and you have Winter. Summer typically has like really strong, really obvious powers, and the Winter side's powers aren't quite as developed and not quite as like obviously strong. Her parents are murdered when she was young, so she goes to live with Queen Cordelia, which is the main queen of Bologna. So she's living there. They all kind of don't really see her as much because her powers aren't obvious. They don't think she has much of any powers, but you find out that her powers more just that she's immune to other powers. And while she is there, she's saving up enough money to go and buy her parents' house back and just kind of like leave the royal world forever, because her duties are mostly just like cookie cutter, tea ceremonies, dancing ceremonies, like that kind of thing. So while she's doing that, the plot takes over of her cousin Valisa goes on a high court murdering spree and murders everybody in the castle, and she escapes, and she wasn't supposed to escape, obviously. So she joins a gladiator troupe. Now most of this is actually on the back, so I don't really consider it like spoilers, but she joins a gladiator troupe, and she learns how to compete. She becomes really cool and tough and whatever, and then she now has to go and try to kill the queen. So I liked Evie as a character. She was fun to read. She seemed to be pretty focused. It really does start with her being more subdued and quiet and calm, and then once she like joins the gladiator troupe and literally most of the people that she loves are dead, she starts to come out of her shell and discover that she's like a cool fighter. So her character is pretty interesting, pretty snarky, pretty typical in like a warrior girl fantasy novel, but I still liked her. I enjoyed reading from her perspective, and it's all from her perspective, so that didn't suck. So the romance in the book between Evie and Sullivan, I think his first name is Luke Sullivan, and he is a gladiator. He helps trains her. Do not read this book if you're reading a book for romance, unless you like a slow burn. And I mean nowhere in this book, maybe nowhere in the next book, but maybe some point it'll happen. Like that kind of slow burn, that's the people who would want to read this book for the romance, because it's just really non-existent. There was a point where I was just kind of ready to throw the book, because I don't really love a long drawn out will they won't they. It's just annoying to me. I feel like it's just used to get more people to read the books, and I'm not here for it. Or to write more books, and again, I'm not here for it. But as far as like a stronger feminist character, I did enjoy the book for that. It's just not exactly what I thought I was going to get when I read it. I thought I was going to get like an urban fantasy with a good romance in it, and it just didn't offer those things, so it just got really kind of old quickly. But I did enjoy the gladiator troupe and the idea that they go around and like perform gladiator stuff for other people, but they're still like fighting amongst themselves. So I did like that, and I thought that that was fun to read about. But the book it just didn't do it for me. So as far as my ratings, I would rate The Dark Heroine probably a 4 out of 10. It wasn't horrible, it wasn't unreadable, but it just could have been a lot stronger. I felt the plot could have been stronger, the romance could have been stronger, since that was the main point of it, and it just didn't have those things. So I can't really rate it highly, and I couldn't get over his name. I know it's not the worst thing, but when I think of Casper, he's a friendly ghost. I would rate Kill the Queen probably like a 6 out of 10. It was easier to read. It had a lot more stuff to get through, and it was a little bit more entertaining, but it still was just lacking. I hope you guys have a great day. Please comment down below if there's anything else you want me to read. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.